Okay. So in the last session we tested employee supervisory approvals and serial and parallel approvals. In today's session we'll see how to set up the approval rules with more than one condition. Approval rule with more than one condition. Here we'll create the uncondition. Say if BU is equal to ERP3 US business unit and uh, if the requisition amount is same or less than $100, system has to approve automatically. Okay, auto approves. This is a condition. If BU is ERP3 US business unit and if requisition amount is same or less than $100, that should be approved automatically. And we'll write other condition. If BU is equal to ERP3 US business unit and if requisition amount is same or more than $101, it has to follow supervisory approvals. It has to follow employee supervisor approvals. Okay, we'll go and test this. Go to requisition approvals. So far we tested with just a single condition. Now we are going to test with more than one condition. And we are going to create two rules here. This is the first rule. Within the first rule we are going to have two conditions, and this is second rule with two conditions. Requisition approvals, manage requisition approvals. This is a node we enabled and we created multiple rules. Click on edit rules. You can disable the rule which is already enabled. We don't require that, already we tested. Fine. Okay. The first rule. I'll say rule 1. say ERP3 BU and creation amount. No need to write it at detail level here. Same or less than. Just for identification purpose. Say OK. Go to conditions, add condition. If recreation business unit is equal to ERP3 US business unit, say add condition, say below means below to this condition, other condition system will add. Here what we want to specify, if BU is ERP3 and if recreation amount is same or less than $100, auto approve is required. Recreation amount. Same or less than means less than or equal to $100. System is taking here uncondition. Or else if you want to add some other condition, or else in between these two you want to go with the or. That means recreation BU ERP3 or recreation amount is less than or equal to $100. If any condition meets, system has to route that notification for auto approvals. So that if you want to set here you can go say add operator. I'll say above which operator or. So the last one I selected above and say or. This is how you can just add that operator. So in this case now or condition will work, or rule will work, but not or. These two should meet, then only this should happen. So I'm removing that or. Done. Now what system has to do? If this is the case, if we use ERP3 and if recreation amount is same or less than $100, then it has to approve automatically. So action type automatic, set outcome to approved. Say OK. Done. Save it. We'll create one more rule. BU and recreation amount so more than $100. Write the condition.
What about the priority in between, Lakshman?
See, it's a priority is simple. If you have multiple rules, so I mean with what priority the rules need to be executed, that's it. High priority means system will try to execute those in the first priority, The others it will go in the next execution point of view. If you have it too many rules, you can specify that. But even if you don't specify also, so anyway system will execute all the rules for notification. Okay. Here directly we can type requisition business unit. If requisition business unit is equal to ERP tree and say add condition, say below, add condition below to the current condition. If requisition amount is greater than or equal to 101, what system has to do? It has to route to supervisor for approval. So add condition, route using supervisor hierarchy, number of levels 1, top worker as per hierarchy. Just in our case, the last session we created, we tested one level as well as two levels, but here top worker you can say ERP3 MGR. So ERP3 MGR is supervisor to ERP3 user, but here this is just any one of the supervisor name you can specify who is acting as a manager for any user, but you may create requisitions from different user. System just will verify for that user who is the supervisor. That's how it will route, not just for this supervisor only. Say okay. Done. We created. Say save and close. Deploy. Now we will go and test it. First we'll create the requisition. Create requisition with same or less than $100. Now we'll go and create requisition with $50. Since we defined the rule with this combination same or less than $100, system should auto approve. It will auto approve. Then we'll create requisition say with $150. So if it is 150, this condition should be applicable. Okay, same or more than $101, it has to route for employee supervisory approvals. It should goes to supervisor. Then finally supervisor will approve it. Done. This is how system has to route the notifications for approvals based on the rule what we define. Fine. Say done. Go to manage requisitions, purchase requisitions. more tasks, say enter equation line.
Now our two rules only enabled, Lakshmi.
Yes,
Approval rules.
yes, two rules only enable.
Okay.
You may specify these details or else you can ignore. So add to cart. Just click on done. Now go to the same requisition. Click on review. Before you submit, just verify what action system is going to take if you submit for approval. As per our rule, it should show this requisition would get approved by system automatically. The same system is saying the application development framework application means auto approvals. Anyways, click on submit. Our requisition number is 1011. Say OK. Go to manage requisitions. It is showing 1011. Status as pending approval. It is just routed, system has to update. Click on search, system will refresh. Now you could see 1011 requisition is approved with $50. Now we'll go and create the requisition with more than $100.
Lakshman, is this like ABS where you need to have workflow background process needs to be run in order for
Correct.
I guess to get that all done?
Correct. In EBS, directly you can configure from purchasing application also, or else through AMU you can configure the same here. They given BPM, the same. However, we can create the rules in EBS. We are creating here.
No, it's a rule, but do we need to run the workflow background process here in Fusion?
Here, no need to run anything. Okay. I'm going to enter $150 because this is our rule, right? With this combination, if amount is same or more than $101, it has to route for supervisor. Now it goes to ERP tree supervisor. In the last session we specified for ERP tree supervisor name is ERP tree MGR, right? Fine. Say add to cart. Click on done. Just click on the requisition. Click on review. Now just click on manage approvals so that system shows it would be routed to whom. See, it is routing to ERP tree MGR, who is a supervisor to ERP tree. Just click on submit. Say OK. Go to manage requisitions. Again search, system will update the status. It will remain same, pending approvals only. Okay. Now we'll log into the system as ERP tree MGR user. check notifications. So there is one notification from ERP tree, that is the action required for requisition 1012. So ERP tree MGR is approving this requisition. Done. Now sign out and just log in as a ERP tree user. Now go to requisitions. Even here also you can find the notification as it's approved by ERP tree MGR. But anyway, we will directly go to requisition dashboard. Manage requisitions. Now the requisition 1012 status is approved with $150. You can just open and verify who approved and all the details. Actions, view document history. Submitted by ERP tree, approved by ERP tree MGR. Okay, this is how we can create the multiple conditions also. Now we will we'll test how to target specific single employee approvals. Means whatever you create, everything should be routed to specific person. Okay, you may call it as single approver. That means we ideally see if any requisition is created, any requisition let any person create, that requisition should be routed to so and so person. Only that person will have all the privileges to approve, no one else. So in that case, how to create the approval rule? Go to same requisition approvals task.
Lakshman, just would like to know, there is a number of scenarios, right? I mean, based on the business requirement only, you can create the rules according to it.
Exactly. So for meet all those scenarios, you can write the different rules. Yeah, you may follow with a serial or parallel, right? Any option you can just follow. So say edit rules. Now anyway, we tested these two conditions. I'm going to disable those two conditions. Rules. Done. Let's create new rule. Okay, here condition is if anybody is going to create requisition from ERP tree US business unit, that notification should be routed to so and so person. So if requisition BU is equals to ERP tree US business unit, then what system has to do? Add action. and it has to submit to specific approver. Who is that approver? The preparer itself should approve? No. Let any person create, it has to go to specific person. Select worker. So here you can write the person name. We have these 4 employees, right? You can choose any one of the employee who has to approve all the requisitions. Let's choose the CRP3 one. So any requisition any user creates, it goes to, for ERP3 US business unit, it goes to ERP1 for approvals. So save and close.
Irrespective of requisition total, right?
Irrespective of, if you want to add the condition, that also you can add it. Just now we have seen, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Same or less than $100 auto approval. If it is a more than $100, for single approver you can specify. Earlier we have tested with a supervisor. It has to go to that person's supervisor. Now you may set, if it is a more than $100, it has to go to only that person. Done. We created. Now we'll go and create the requisition. Any requisition, maybe amount could be $1 or any amount, it should be routed. There is no condition for amount. If requisition is created for ERP3 US business unit, that should, the approval notification should goes to this ERP3 one employee or user. Go to purchase requisitions. Say enter requisition line. Any amount. Say done. Just go to the same requisition. Now just check how system is going to route. So ERP3 that's what we specified as a part of rule definition. Say submit. Submitted. Requisition number is 1013. Now you can log into the system as ERP3 user. Check notifications. So there is notification to this user. Say this user is going to approve. Done. Go to manage equations. Now we can see equation 1013 status is approved. Okay. Now we'll test the case where if you create requisition, that requisition goes to multiple people, but if any one is going to approve, the requisition should be approved. Okay. So that we call as first responder wins. So we'll submit for multiple people, group of the people. Any one can approve, then that should be approved. That's all. Any one approves, that would get approved. That means first responder who will respond to that notification to approve. That means they will become first and final approvers. So we'll go and create the rule. For this we have a different node, right? We'll go and see that. So manage equation approvals. Just disabling this node. And this is a node we have to use. Voting regime is first responder wins. Just enable this node. We'll create the rule within this node. Click on edit rule.
Lakshman, there are two nodes with the same name, post approval nodes.
Not only
header stage and
not only two, three are there. That already we discussed, right? 3 levels. Create rule. Right? We discussed, right? 3, like pre-approval, header, post-approval.
yeah.
Any level you can set. Any level you can set, but these 3 levels will be useful if you are going to have a sequence to meet that kind of scenarios. The same. Any level you can set. It works. It behaves similar. There is no difference. If you are going to have a pre-approvals and header level, then the sequence will work. That's all. Okay, any level you can create. I'm just creating with the post-approval. But since I'm creating only this will act as a actual approval. Done. So I'm writing the same name of first responder wins. Say okay. Create condition, add condition. Any condition, maybe BU, or if you have a multiple BUs, instead of giving BU, you can say if requisition amount is same or less than, or whatever the condition you want to specify, you can specify. If requisition business unit is equal to previous business unit, who can approve it? Add condition. Okay. Select approval group. We created approval group. Within that we have a 4 employees, right? The last session we created an approval group, which is that we have 4 employees. But to test that scenario like serial approvals, we just framed those 4 employees in specific series sequence. But anyway, now system will consider if you are using the serial approach, then only system will verify what is the sequence. Otherwise, in any other purpose, if you are going to use that approval group, system will just identifies only 4 employees are there as a part of approval group. It doesn't look at how that employees are framed within that approval group. Okay. Now select that approval group. This is what we created. ARP3 AZ approval group multiple. Multiple resources are part of that approval group. Those are 4 members. Directly you can select them. You may frame in the sequence. Doesn't matter. System will identify how many resources are part of that approval group. That's all. Say OK. Now we are telling to the system, if recreation business unit is equal to ARP3 US business unit, the people who are part of this approval group, they can approve it. But the node whatever you selected is first responder wins. We have tested parallel as well as serial. In case of serial, the 4 people has to approve, but by following the sequence what we defined. After ARP3, ARP3 1, after ARP3 1 only, ARP3 senior MGR, or after that ARP3 MGR. What is the sequence you created? That sequence need to be followed. Directly some other user cannot go and approve it. Once ARP3 is approved, then that notification will be assigned to ARP3 1 by ARP3 for approval. But when you talk about parallel, at a time the notification will goes to 4 people. Anyone can approve first, but ultimately system will wait to turn the status as approved till these 4 members will approve. But now the same case, system will route that notification to 4 members, since 4 members are part of that approval group. But if any one person is going to approve first, then the document status will turn into approved. Okay, anyone can approve, then that would be approved. Fine, done. We created same rule, the different node, the node which is available for any one person approval, which we are calling as first responder wins. Sorry, here we didn't deploy it. So done. Now create requisition. Purchase requisitions. Enter requisition line. There is no condition for amount, any amount you can enter. So add to cart, click on done, open the requisition. Now if you submit this requisition for approval, how system is going to send the notification, and again to whom? Manage approvals. Click on manage approvals. sending to these 4 employees. Scroll little down, you can see to these 4. Anyone is going to approve, then the document status will be changed to approved. We'll see that. So it's submitted to ERP3, ERP3 1, ERP3, SRMGR, ERP3 MGR. Since the current user ERP3 is part of this approved group, even if ERP3 is going to approve, this document status will be updated as approved. We'll submit for approval first. Submit. Out of these 4 employees, anyone can approve, then it will be approved. Instead of current user, we'll go and approve from different user. If you want to submit, you can submit from, you can approve from the current user also, because this current user will get the notification. Okay, our current user also will get the notification. Not yet received. Yep. Action required. Okay. So our current user also received, but we are not going to approve from the current user. We'll do the same from different user. You can do from any user. Only one user can approve. Then automatically system will withdraw that notification from other users. So here tree we can go with SRMGR. Sorry, ERP3 SRMGR. Go to notifications. So the same notification this user also received. This user is going to approve first. Then this notification won't be available for other users now, and the document status system will update as a approved. System will withdraw that notification from other users. Now go to the same requisition. Purchase requisitions. Go to manage requisitions. Now you could see the status as approved already. Open the requisition by clicking on requisition number and go to actions and go to view document history and click on submit requisition. The moment you submit, how it is routed, that system shows. So out of 4 resource, system is showing ERP3 SRMGR is approved and system withdrawn from these 3 users. The same notification system withdrawn from 3 users, ERP3, ERP3 1 and ERP3 MGR. If you go below, you could see who approved. System is showing this tick mark, ERP3 SRMGR. this got approved and routed. Everything happened because of which approval rule. Here there the pop-up says the reason is nothing but the approval rule. First responder wins. That's how we written the name. When we are writing the name over there, we given the space, first space responder space wins, but here display system will take without space. That you have to notice. And this user approved and it got approved, task completed. So this is all about first responder wins. Okay, so now we'll test if you submit any notification, how that can be routed to the same employee email ID, and from email ID itself the employee can approve or reject, can perform the action that directly will reflect in the application. We'll see that. So go to search page, okay, now we have to navigate to BPM. In the BPM only we can give that specifications. Search for task configuration. Okay, search for task configuration. Here we have a task called as manage task configuration for procurement. Just to navigate to BPM. Fine. We're in the BPM now. We'll just click on home. So what are the notifications and all we have seen so far? All the notifications you can see from here. Okay, what are the requisitions this user submitted for approvals, how many got approved, all that information you can see here. Even if something goes wrong, from here only you can find out. Okay, so in the BPM you have to select home, then it will display all the information, all the notifications. So you submitted some approval, it ended with error or some other reason system is just, it is showing you submitted and it is showing some different status. And if you want to know the reasons, you have to navigate to this page. Fine. Now we want to set the notification to email notification. Go to preferences. By default, system will update that information as every notification should goes to that specific user's email ID. That you can see. Select notifications. By selecting the notifications, you can see that. So current user is ERP3. So at the time of user creation, employee user creation, we given email ID. So that is the reason automatically system created the messaging business emails. Any notifications would be routed to ERP3. We just given the some invalid email ID. Sometimes we may have a requirement. Whenever you create, the user will provide a valid email ID, then automatically system will make a note that notification should be submitted to the user on this mail ID. If you have a requirement, even if notification comes to the business user, application user, that should not be routed to that user email ID. In that case, there has to be just submitted within the application. In that case, from here you can delete this. Okay, this record you can delete. Okay, this record you can delete. You can just update it, otherwise just you can update this record, you can change that specifications and all. Okay, but once you what I mean, once you create the employee user and once you update the mail ID, that you cannot do anything. What you can do is this you can remove as a default channel. Then system won't be sending any notifications on this email ID. Okay, so but by default whenever you create, it will just take this channel as a email only. If you don't want to send, you can disable that as a default, so that system won't give any priority to that until unless you come back and you specify this. Okay, now the current user or other users, whatever we created, for almost all the users we given the dummy mail IDs only. Now what we'll do is we'll create one user. For that user will provide one valid email ID, so that whenever the notification goes to that user through approval process, directly system will send to that user's mail inbox. From that inbox itself, the user can respond to that notifications. The user no need to come to application to approve or reject. Okay, we'll see that. By default, email notification option system will select. We don't need to do anything. So what we will do is we'll just go and create one user. So from here only we can just go and create. Say manage users. So create user with any name and provide that user's valid email ID. And what is the login name required. Okay, done. Save and close.
Lakshman, a question here.
Yeah, tell me please.
Do you have any separate form for employee creation, not along with user creation?
Yes, as a part of HRMS, we have a very detailed form which allows to create the employees. This is for
Usually we need to create from there, or
may not take license for HCM. This is a page which we use for user definition, employee user.
employee user. Only employee creation?
Yes, only. This is just, that's what I'm saying. With license or without license, you can use it. If you have a license, we have to understand that all the employees need to be created by HCM consultant. Those you can query that employee definition. You can query here with this basic fields to manage that information as we require. That's it. Clear?
Yeah. Thank you.
No, tell me if you have any other information you are looking for, let me know.
Yeah, only employee creation form. Just like
the basic employee creation you can do from this page. Okay, the very basic. If you want to create the employee with a very much detailed information which is required for HR application as well as payroll applications and for other applications purpose, that has to be defined from HCM side. This is a common function which we called as shared service model employee user definition, or employee definition you can call.
Okay.
Here you can create employee. You may create employee without providing the employee username also. Okay.
Okay. That is the difference. Okay.
Here we are providing the username, login name, right? Without providing also, you can create employee from here.
Clear.
Yep. Since we are giving the username also, we are calling as employee user, otherwise employee only. So this is a user we created, username. So we given the email ID also. Now we'll create an approval rule where by targeting this user to send the notifications. Go to requisition approvals. This we don't require. This is what I was telling, this first responder wins we have as a part of post approval. Header stage means actual approvals and pre-approval stage. Okay, let's go with this node to define the rule. Enabled, click on edit rules. This rule will go and modify. Single approver we have. For single approver we given ARP tree 1. Now we'll just change to the current user. It's not recognizing. I'm just deleting this action. So add action. Worker. Oh, this is it's showing the employee name directly, not the username. We'll go and check once. We give in uppercase or lowercase, seems to same is already exist. I think this is what we created just now. We'll check it. You can see the username. Yep. So uppercase. Done. The same. Say okay. for that employee, email IDs here, Lakshman here, yep, username is Lakshman here, right? So we created. Now you can deploy it. So existing rule only, just we modified, right? Now we set any notification should goes to that employee. That's what we specified. Now create requisition. Create requisition. You can enter with any amount because there is no amount based condition we defined. Any requisition should be routed to the specified worker. So you can just say $600. What are the other information you want to specify? You can specify, or else you can ignore and proceed. So add to cart. Just click on done. Go to cart. Say review. And just verify how it is routed. As per our approval rule, it has to go to that SingleApprover.
And then previous one and this one, what is the difference? They are also single approver.
You tell me what is the difference you are able to find out.
Earlier you mentioned some ERP tree user. Now you mentioned Lakshman. That is only difference.
No difference. So earlier we tested without targeting the notification to the user's email ID. Now we are going to see how the notification will be submitted to mail ID also.
Okay.
That is the point I explained. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Just click on submit. Anyway, within the application also notification will go. The same time the notification will be triggered to the email ID. Okay. You can find in the inbox. Submit. Okay. Now go to that user's email account. So this is the email account.
Lakshman, question here.
Yeah.
So here, in order to receive an email, you had put it into the username as a Lakshman, and the Lakshman, basically when you create that as an employee, you had entered the email ID, right? So now
Correct.
the notification will come
Correct. Notification
to that particular
user,
right?
as well as that user's email ID.
Okay, but if you're to take in a case for like say first responder, right? So first if there is a multiple approver for each.
It goes to all the people. Anyone can respond from email or directly within the application from anywhere.
But long as you have the email entered for that user, right?
For all the people, it will be routed that notification to their mail IDs also. Otherwise, within the application to their user account, right? Clear? See,
Not sure when you said a mail ID, so I'm a little confused there.
mail ID I mentioned, right? It will go to that mail inbox. We'll see that. You see here. Okay. This is that employee mail ID. You received the notification. Action required. Approve or reject. Fine. You can see the
Yes.
status. Otherwise, what user has to do all the time, he has to be login in the application, right? All the time user may not be in login, right? So here you can see the status of this request as a pending for approval. 1015 pending for approval. Now this notification will goes to that user account also within the application. So you can go and log into that user and you can see the notification. If user is going to log into the application, within that application, the user has to go to notifications. From notification, he has to take the action. But now user no need to log into the application. Directly user is getting the notification to their inbox. So without connecting to the application, the user can respond to that. Say this user is going to say approve. Just click on approve and say send. This is equal to approved. Now go and verify the status of your requisition. Refresh. From mail only responded. Just wait for a second, it will get updated.
In order to update the status, you said there is no process needs to be run, right?
No process, yes, that's true.
But what happens if it doesn't get approved? How do we know? How do we troubleshoot it?
That's what I mentioned in the BPM work list. I just taken through that notifications, right? Home.
Yes.
There you can find out. There you can find out if any issue and all.
Okay.
There itself you can find out the reasons if any issue with that. See, now you see the status 1015. The request status is approved. How it got approved? You submitted for approval. It routed to that employee mail ID, and from mail itself, inbox itself, that user responded as approved, and within the application you can see the status as approved. Okay, so this is how you can just the approvals can be routed. In case of EBS, we know there is a separate like the process, the technical guy has to configure that SMPT server configuration, etc for email system, email process. Since it's a cloud, that Oracle taking care of it. So based on your approvals and notifications, directly would be routed to the specified mail IDs. It could be any mail ID, company or Gmail or Yahoo, anything you can specify it, that would get routed. Yeah. So that's all about email notifications.
After approving from the Gmail,
Sorry?
it will be disabled, or after approving through the mail, that notification yes or no, it will be disabled or still it will be available?
What? Disabling?
So we are approving from mail like yes or
Correct.
no.
Yes.
So after that, so it will display as approve. Okay. I thought that will change.
No, that will remain same, because so this is not online connectivity, right?
Okay.
Once you click on that, some code will be generated with the reference of this email ID. which is matching with that user account. Once it is submitted, that system will understand and it will turn the status to approved or rejected. This will remain same.
So what will happen? So what will happen if you go and again approve or reject?
No. It will understand. It will allow you. If you try to do it, it will allow you. But once you submit, now once I say this mail and this code which is generated, this code will be submitted to our server, our application. There it will understand it's already approved. Again, there is no action can be performed as approved. That's how it will ignore. Since this is a mail, it will allow us. We have no control. Just action only. Okay. Yep. Fine. So this is all about it. It's 7:20. So we'll connect tomorrow and we'll just proceed from here. So any questions on today's session, please?